unexpected bubble bath video. So I don't know if I'm breaking the guidelines and if YouTube parents have a problem with it, but I would say everything is pretty decent. Everything is pretty decent. I just had a bet. I just had a bet with a friend that I can go live out of my bathtub. It's not going to be a very long video, but hi everybody. Um, I hope you can see a lot of foam. We are having too much fun and I'm too hyper to fall asleep. And I will make this video private, but I made a video about science to spoiling. Or no, I actually made a video how important it is to spoil your special lady. Hey Bryce, and I know you want to see that video. I got your message. Hey everybody. Well, we're gonna make sure we're not violating anything. We're just taking a bubble bath in my swimming suit. So, this video definitely will go, well, most likely, will go to Patreon. So I just want to share a few things with you. A lot of men are really confused, what spoiling is, and some men take it too slow, some men take it too fast. Some men think that they should go 90 miles an hour, and others waiting too long to evaluate the situation. And Bryce, if you're still there, you can actually write his thoughts, because I know you're pretty good with that. Hey Bill, hey everybody. Don't be too happy. I'm not gonna stay for too long because I don't wanna. Yes, I do want you to chime in. I definitely do want you to chime in while the bubbles are here, before the bubbles melt. And I'm gonna start with that. I feel like the most important thing about spoiling, is that you want to do it. Don't do it to impress her. Don't do it to try to get something, except for happy reaction and except for your appreciation, right? Don't try to do something that she didn't ask you to do. I'm gonna say this again. Don't try to do something that she didn't ask you to do and then expect something in return. So to actually know how to spoil a lady, you need to know her. Because for one lady, it's taking a bubble bath. Let's get some jets on. Woo! Wow. Because for some lady, that would be, having a bubble bath and, not just relaxing and not taking a break. Especially, when you're married, one way to keep, okay, I'm gonna turn this off. So, especially when you are in a committed relationship already, when you are married, you want to make sure that you keep doing little things, because, such as, bubble baths like this. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Yeah, exactly, Bryce. To be honest, God gifted to cheer. I can't touch my screen, but I saw it. Yes, you do it because you want to have fun, because you want to cheer her up, because you want to make her laugh, because you want her to appreciate things. And a lot of men spoil a woman before they get married, but then, when they are in a long-term relationship or in a committed relationship, a lot of men are just, it's time to get serious. And I want to tell you that one of the reasons that when you are in a committed relationship, or maybe even married for a while, and and she has no desire to be intimate with you, one of the major reasons is the stress that she doesn't get time to regain her feminine energy. So if that happens, um, and you don't do anything about it, the chances are it will never return to normal. It will never return to good. Um, the point of spoiling is not to wait for anything in return. The point of spoiling is to actually make it not even a spoiling, but just something that you do, you know? And to spoil somebody or give them special attention the right way, you really need to know a person because, you know, maybe there are some women that do not care about. Okay, we're gonna have some problems. I don't know if you guys can hear me at all. You know, there may be some ladies that, you know, don't care about traveling, for example. Maybe they, you know, like going shopping. You know, there is, I don't know. Okay, let's put some phone. I do not know a single lady that does not like attention and care. I really don't know. I feel like in order to remain feminine, you need to have time to recharge. And very often, especially when you have children, that goes out of the window first. Men are upset because they feel that, oh, you know, it's all about kids right now. She doesn't care about me. She doesn't want to give me attention. And therefore, you know, she's not what I thought she would be, and all of that. But the truth is, women very easily activate their masculine energy when they need to take a lot of decisions, a lot of things to do, when they taking care of kids. And so this is where you can, you know, use the magic and each time you have a crisis in your current relationship, in the middle of it, think about what you were doing in the beginning. I'm going to say this again. If you have a crisis in the middle of something and everything seemed not to be going well, think about what you were doing in the beginning. Because whatever you're doing in the beginning obviously worked. So this is just about nice treatments and, you know, spas and bubble baths. Let's see if I can get my camera up a little bit so YouTube does not strike me as an inappropriate video. It's really weird, you know. They allow things that should not be allowed, but things that should be allowed on platforms often get flagged. So guys, tell me something. Tell me your thoughts. I don't know if I can see the previous comments because my hands are wet. Let's see. So if you wrote the comment, wrote it again. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for adding some bubbles. By the way, I'm running low on bubbles. I'm almost out. I have been definitely using this time to recharge, and I want to tell you some secrets since I hope everybody is asleep and only a few people here. And let's see. Women very often, when they go through stress and they go through things and taking care of things, they start to forget how to spoil themselves. They start to forget how to give themselves a good time. And the cortisol kicks in. And for men, cortisol, which stress hormone, if it's rising up in a woman, it's a red flag. It just means that she will not be interested in having any kind of intimacy, because women that have high cortisol levels completely withdraw from sexuality, and high cortisol levels come from stress. So that's a special tip sponsored recently by Bill. And Bill is saying, ah, those bubbles, I'm hooked. Well, yeah, I probably will put this video on Patreon so my Patreon members can enjoy. I don't know, maybe I will leave it. It just, I can only imagine what the Karens are going to say. Oh my God. Well, actually, I had a very recharging, very serene and beautiful evening. It was absolutely spectacular today, and I felt like sharing some secrets. That's why I'm here. And I had a bet with a girl. She said, no, you're not gonna go live from your bathtub. So, guess what? Don't have a bet. Don't have a bet with me. Yeah, exactly, Bryce. When there is trouble, remember with happy moments in the beginning and use these memories to help you turn out. Yes, even if you bring them up and you start, hey, remember when we went here, when we went there, remember. Even if you just starting to build a new momentum by, even if you're just starting to build a new momentum by going through memories, that's already an energy shift. So, unexpected baths, over making dinner, it's always a good choice. Just all these little things that put women back into her feminine mode, right? That's what you want. Get her back into your feminine mode. I will not talk so much about the gifts today, but if you guys want to share your thoughts, you are welcome. Yes, but remember, remember, if you want to spoil a lady, if you want to do something special for her, it should come from you. She shouldn't be asking. A lot of men asking me, so well, when do I start? Or how do I do this? Do I start before we even met? How do I do this? Like, that could be another video, but I would say, you start from seeing her response. You need to see her response, and you need to know her really well, and you need to have your inner desire to do it. Because if you just want to have some kind of a trade, or if you just want to do something mechanical, it's not going to work. You want to make sure that it comes from your heart, and that's what you're thinking about it, and that's what you want to do. Don't do it because your neighbor John told you. Just if you know how to spoil, how to make somebody feel good, it means you really know them. If that's such a thing and you can't figure it out, it means that you don't really know them. And you need to start from the square one. If you don't know how to take your breath away, how to get you in that mode, every single person has something special that they love doing that gets them in a happy mode. So if you don't know that, you need to start your relationship from the square one. That's a reality. Yes, I have a lot of stories from this trip to Florida. I have been meeting, I have people that live here and that kind of have similar blogs, and we got to talk about certain things. And then you meet people, and then you run into Karens, and then you run into all kinds of things. So this Florida trip is really inspiring to me. No, you are not late, Jim. I just started, but I don't know how long I'm gonna go. Because we're not gonna stay for too long because we end up, people were complaining about my bubbles. So if they want to complain, that's a good day to complain about the bubbles. The bubbles are coming. So I will definitely consider making a video about process and steps, and a lot of men uh, go 90 miles per hour and they don't realize that they are not getting a response. Do you guys know what I mean? Just a second, I need some. So it's a Bible class. So guys, I'm bringing a bed. I have a friend who lives not too far from here. She is a matchmaker, and well, we just were having way too much fun. So that's why I'm here tonight for just a little bit. You can ask me if you have a question about it. You can ask me. Definitely a serious video without bubbles are required to understand the process of spoiling, because once again, some men are too slow and they're waiting too long, and some men are going 100 miles an hour. But there is another aspect to it. It depends what kind of woman you are after. Are you after a lady that is very calm and quiet, and her type and her personality is very mild and very mild? No, there is mild personality, but if she is very, just very, very quiet and things like this. Kind of shy girl, or the girls that literally have another, 500 men after her. That's a big difference, because in the beginning, you don't want to be the slow guy, the guy that cannot take an action, and the guy who losing to all of his competition. Because I know some of you dating, very beautiful women in Ukraine, and some of you are not very consistent. So consistency should be just by default. It shouldn't be, I am consistent in my message, I'm consistent with things I tell her. There is more to that, right? So it really depends on her personality type, on where she is in life, and also on your personality type. You know how sometimes people meet and they're just so much into each other that they just do these things very naturally. They're just taking care of each other very naturally. Sometimes you do need to put a little bit of show. You know how in a wild nature you see the males having this dance and they fight and they're doing all these things. That's not doesn't have to be literally, but it doesn't have to be literally that way. But you have to remember, you have to figure out. You literally have to be the best. If that doesn't come naturally, it could mean that this is not your lady. I do not encourage you to do something that is not natural to you. Because if you impress her with something that is not natural to you, you will get tired of standing on your toes. You will get tired of standing on your toes, and then even if you win her heart, it turns out, you don't really enjoy shopping, or you don't really like to travel, or you don't really, want to make a Bible bath for her, or whatever that is, right? I'm going to give you an example just in a second. Oh, I'm so happy I'm winning the bet. Boy, it was a long and fun day. Bubbles, anybody? Bubbles, anybody? Bubbles. This is so fun. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Bill, what I was going to say, tell me, please. I know everybody's going to be mad at me that I didn't announce the video, but I don't really want a lot of people to see this video, so unless you're on Patreon, that's another reason to join it. So anyway, that's basically it. Uh, that's basically it. If you are with somebody for a long time, you don't know that does it for them, it means you need to start your relationship over. If you are with somebody new, you have to get the feel of the person. You have to get the feel of the person. And I do not recommend doing something that's unnatural to you. If do things you always want to do for a woman, but you didn't have the right one. Maybe you didn't have any, but maybe you had a woman that just didn't care about the little things that would maybe make fun of you, and so on and so forth. So the secret is very simple. It's act on your desire and not be shy, not to be afraid, to be funny. I'm now risking to, oh my God, look at her. She's she's crazy. She takes us to the bathtub. But you always risk to that somebody will criticize you. You always risk, but that's part of life. And the good woman, even if you screwed up with your surprise, she will appreciate the thought. And if you're talking about Ukrainian women in particular, you already know that Ukrainian women love to feel feminine, they love to feel special and spoiled, especially if they know that this will continue after all. Especially if you can do that, especially if it doesn't stop after she gets a ring on her finger, because that's one of our main fears, that you're all sweet and romantic, but then when it's over, when you get the prize, or you get who you wanted, it's over, right? So this is just a little glimpse. I want to wish you a wonderful night, and I'm actually gonna take a real bath. So that is not gonna be on YouTube. I want to reassure you that Ukrainian women still appreciate beautiful things, that you should do beautiful things because you want to do them. Do not do anything that is not natural to you. Do not do anything that you do not personally enjoy. If you know how to spoil somebody, or push the right buttons, it means that you know them pretty well. And we are going to talk about a spoiling process when you're long distance, when you can't just meet. A lot of men are confused, and some of the men who watching my videos could be really spoiling a 52-year-old man because they talking with somebody, online, and they really don't know who they are talking to. So I don't want you to become a victim of a scammer, right? I don't want that to happen to you. So therefore, we are going to make a lot more serious video about how to recognize whether you're going the right direction. If you want to learn more, you know where to find me on my Patreon platform, which is gonna be, we're going to have our Zoom call. I believe it's gonna be July 22nd. We're gonna talk about traveling during this crazy virus time, and we're gonna talk about real versus fake. I do understand that it is very confusing. It is very, very confusing to make a distinction between a good woman and the woman that pretends to be something on the internet, and how to define that. Hi, Aaron. Thank you. Don't watch me on TV. That's forbidden. Yes, it's a Battle Bass Live, which is going to be probably saved on Patreon. So Karens of the world won't complain and say, oh, she has been so inappropriate. She was in her swimming suit with bubbles, live. What can be worse? Oh God. Do I have the stories, man, after this travel? So I know Erin is late. Erin, is so good to see you too. Um, you can probably rewatch it unless I make it private, but then you can see it in Patreon. I was just sharing the things, how to enjoy being a gentleman, how to be able to do all these things, but also do it right. And what if you not do it right? So if you are with the right lady, even if you completely screwed up, she will still appreciate the thought. She will still appreciate the thought that you thought about her, that you got creative. You not gonna believe this, but if we're talking just about the spas and treatments and and the bubble baths and whatever that is, um, a lot of ladies just simply need rest because we were, especially us Russian and Ukrainian ones, but I would say all ladies probably because just one second. Yes. So a lot of Ukrainian women and Russian women and also feminine women simply need rest. They simply need sometimes to sleep in the morning or not to worry about serving people and being surprised with with a bath or vacation or whatever that may be. We were taught to give ourselves to the person to our husband or the people in our family till the very end. We were taught to completely empty our cup. So if you have a cup of tea, we were taught to give everything to everybody. But in the end, it always works against us because we become restless. We can't even relax our mind and not to think about children for 3 minutes, or we feel guilty to have a night in the town, or we feel guilty to go on vacation, or we feel guilty to enjoy some hobbies. I have never met a man who feels guilty to go and shoot guns with his friend. I have never met a man who feels guilty to take a nap in the daytime. But I can tell you that we do have these thoughts, and they just come from all this history that you have to be selfless, you have to serve. But the woman who is selfless and she serves all the time, she cannot give. She cannot enjoy herself, she cannot give. So guess what? She turns to a woman that is complaining, that is nagging, and the woman that never want to be intimate or never want to have sex anymore because she is exhausted, and just the thought of that, just the idea of it make you lose your mind. So I just want to share, reveal these little secrets. I hope that you enjoy it. Who else do I have? Yes, it's a bubble chat. So that is the truth. I don't know so much about Western culture. I know a lot of ladies too working very hard. They having jobs and careers and children, and I feel that a lot of ladies just completely give up on the sensual part of life, on the feminine part of life. They're just trying to make it through the day. They're just trying to make it through the day because they feel that if they don't jump through the hoops, the world will literally fall apart. So pretty much it's not that difficult to spoil a good woman. You just give her some things that are recharging and beautiful. Not talking about gifts today, but just treatments and beautiful things like that. So with that being said, from Floyd, that is love. I will see you very soon. I hope it will switch off.